I'm seeing less people my own age and younger
Right.
get into jewelry and watches to some degree, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're more into like digital assets like
Right.
Bitcoin and crypto.
Interesting.
So I would argue that maybe Bitcoin over the next 20 to 30 years is going to take some market share away from the people who buy gold as a store of value.
Sure.
So there's always going to be some of it.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But I would almost argue like, hey,
Which is good news.
maybe take like 10%
Me.
of your business and just Bitcoin it.
Right. You love that Bitcoin, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
But you know what? If it goes to 0, 10% of your business, it's like someone stealing from you.
Yeah.
Fine. But like if it hits, I think there's such a
listen, what do you
lopsided opportunity.
Hold on.
It's like
it's $100,000.
Yeah.
Okay, it's $1 trillion market capitalization. How much more can it hit? You're gonna put in another.
Yeah, but gold's 20 trillion.
Yeah.
You don't think it can hit?
I'm not thinking it. I'm not. Yeah. It's not there to hit. It's not there to hit. It's if everything collapses or there's serious problems with the dollar, it's there for that to spring you to the next move. It's there to keep you safe. That's it. It's not there to hit. It's just there that, you know what I'm saying, you had your money, you saved it, and now, 10 years have passed by and you could buy something, you didn't depreciate your capital, and that's that. It's a go between moves. It's perfect for me because I could stock gold chains. If I don't sell them, I win. But for you to have a kilo in the safe sitting there doing nothing is not the best thing in the world. You're much better off buying Taiwan Semiconductor over the course of the next 10 years or something like that, something that manufactures something. But as far as Bitcoin is concerned, it's not like we're arguing I'm saying gold is better. I couldn't give a less about gold or any of this. For me, it's just a game to get where I want. What do we want? What you're doing, a beautiful home, a beautiful life, and stability. That's all you really should be shooting for. And you could do that a 1,000 different ways. Now, granted, it's much better to win, but Bitcoin's got $1 trillion market capitalization, $100,000. That means you need a whole nother $1 trillion to make it 150, right?
Not necessarily. It's whatever the tradable value is right now. So it could be like you could inject 100 million into Bitcoin and have that spike the price if people are not selling.
Right.
And fewer people are selling. So you don't need actually $1 trillion to go into Bitcoin. If you had another trillion invested in Bitcoin, that could shoot up the price 10x.
Right. That could shoot it up 10x.
So my thought is that there's an asymmetric reward with Bitcoin that, let's say you buy 100,000, it could go to 0.
Right.
There's a chance it goes to nothing.
Right.
And you lose $100,000.
Right.
I'd say there's a higher chance, or even an equal chance, let's just say, of going to 1 million.
Why?
So you have a 50-50. Let's just hypothetically, you have a 50-50 going to 0 as you do $1 million.
Yeah.
So to me, I'd take that bet with a small amount that I'm prepared to lose. Because if it's a 50-50, I'm cool losing it.
But well, listen, the way you explain it, sure, you can do that. I'm not into losing, personally. I don't want to even take a small bet, on that end. I don't want to take a 10% or 5% chance on any of that. I prefer to buy something like a Warren Buffett style, where it's actually producing something that's in demand and a profitable business. If I'm going to buy a vending machine for $1,000, and people, buy $100 worth of soda per day, and to restock it costs this much, and the soda costs that much, and you're making $25 a day, then I know that vending machine is going to make me back the money and to be profitable after I pay off the $1,000 with the $25 profit per day after X amount of days or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at it. I'm looking at, if I want to make money right now and I want to be good and I want to 10x, I'm looking at the next NVIDIA semiconductor. It could be AMD. They're doing something. You could ask your ChatGPT and you research Taiwan Semiconductor. They're going over here. Trade wars cooling off. China's backing away in a little bit. That means that, they're not going to do all that Taiwan and this and that. Now you could 10x your money nice and safe there, and that's the way I would go about it if I didn't have a jewelry business to buy a bunch of gold chains with. And the way I explain to people is, you buy your Bitcoin, and then when you're done in cyberspace, rubbing pixie dust, you know what I'm saying, and you want to actually own something, then you buy yourself a watch with your Bitcoin and you buy yourself a gold chain around your neck, because your neck is real and the chain is real. The Bitcoin is just, out there. It gets you the dollars. You get the Bitcoin to get the dollars so you could buy the or you could spend the Bitcoin on it, whatever. You want the actual that exists. You don't want a computer chugging away somewhere, processing.
But what I do like it's a global store of value.
It is.
Where around the world, people attribute $100,000 to this Bitcoin.
Yes.
And so you could take it with you anywhere. You could transfer it anywhere. And the more people buy into it, obviously the higher the price is going. You could say that with gold too, or you could say that with stocks.
Yeah.
But I could just see a scenario where Bitcoin captures 25% of the gold market.
Yeah.
Or companies take 10% of their extra cash and just buy Bitcoin with it.
Right.
Instead of holding it in dollars.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough to boost the price.
Right. Yeah.
But it could also go to zero.
Yeah.
100%.
That could happen.
I don't think so. But
that could happen. Listen, if gold goes to zero, I'll buy all of it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even a problem. I'll have a gold castle and you could visit it and you pay a ticket in Bitcoin to come see it.
You lose 20 grand every time you polish it.
We don't know what's going to happen with this Bitcoin and AI. And that's that. You're a proponent of it. You love it. Why is Bitcoin any better than all the other? Why is Bitcoin any better than Haktua coin? Will we see, listen, the real question is, will we ever see a day when everyone's rushing for the door? Might not. We might. Because when people are rushing for the door, let's say people are dumping Amazon. If Amazon is $1 trillion market cap, you dump Amazon, I'll jump in there. I'll sell my whole business and buy Amazon because I know Amazon is Amazon. But if people start rushing for the door at Bitcoin, it might also have that effect. It might be somebody who says, I'll buy all of it. And it seems like that because I could have never expected it to be solid at 100K, solid at 100K. So God bless all those people and whatever they're doing and how they're doing it. Now, my estimate is that a new technology is going to come around. This is not 2011. New technology is going to come around and really give Bitcoin a run for its money. And then people might lose out. And if it's me and you and it's 10% to some and we don't get the next Lambo or whatever, it's not a big deal. But if it's somebody with their life's earnings, they're going to be devastated. So you have to play it way smarter. I would suggest a semiconductor stock or even the Teslas. Whoever's making robots, whoever's making semiconductors, that's the one's going to 10x or 50x over the next 10, 15 years. That's my idea. I don't know.
Where do you get your gold from?
I get my gold from the casting company. When I cast it, I just pay the bill. So they make me the casting. Or I get it from BullionTradingLLC.com is a friend of mine. It's Kahan. Or Isaac is his name. Isaac Kahan, or I don't know his last. I think his last name is Kahan. His pops was in the business for a long time. He's down in the basement, and he's down in the basement. You know why? Because can't keep all that metal upstairs. Go right through the floor.
Oh, no way. Is that heavy?
Yeah. Mad silver, mad gold in a safe. Go down there, and he knows what it is. You know what I'm saying? Again, he knows who's playing around, who's not. I pick up my kilos, and I cast them, and I do my thing.